I don't think that was really helpful. But what do you think, Blue?
Well, it's showtime.
So, we could say the old Bedford Level Canal traces a straight line, quote unquote. And we don't mean, the technical collinear Euclidean straight line. We simply mean it is following a geodesic. It's following a great circle path. And so one of the problems with trying to talk with people who don't know the Earth as a globe is that, straight line has exactly one definition in their mind, and that is the Euclidean straight line where all the points are collinear. But in the informal sense of just describing what is happening on the surface of a sphere, we informally say straight line. I mean, we should technically maybe say geodesic every single time, but I like the definition, the informal definition of a straight line as being the shortest path between 2 points, because that works both Euclidean and it works in spherical geometry. The shortest path between 2 points has utility, because I think everyone understands that. But people say straight line, and then they immediately go to Euclidean collinear, and that just causes a lot of problems where we say it with one meaning and then they interpret it with another meaning. And that was my point. But it is an informal term. It's the brightest object on the face of the Earth. Any thoughts on that, Blue?
Yeah, I'm in line with you on that too. I mean, it just from a standpoint of having a casual discussion with someone, I don't see the problem with talking about an arc segment, a segment of a great circle, as being a straight line. It's showtime. In fact, the shortest distance, as you point out, between any 2 points on the sphere.
Shortest path. Because they're going to say short. He just said shortest distance. He's geometrically illiterate.
To say that nobody uses non-Euclidean geometry is an outright lie.
Hold on, Doofus, you don't want to get mixed up between spherical coordinates and spherical geometry. Spherical geometry is just about the surface of a sphere. Spherical coordinates is, spherical coordinates.
It's unbelievable. He's geometrically illiterate.
So what are we doing today? What are we doing today, Charles?
Proving that Bev is not a flat earther. And I don't think he understands.
Right, exactly.
And I don't think he understands Bev is not a flat earther.
Right, exactly.
It's not my problem if you don't want to learn.
And I don't think he understands.
So today we got the flat Earth math. All horizontals are parallel with the plane of the horizon.
You could not generate a horizontal.
It's paper. Jigsaw.
Thanks.
Why?
No, I mean that because you can't help yourself.
It's not designed as that at all. It's not designed for generating horizontals, and so and Bev keeps on saying it is, and it isn't. So that's why I'm being a bit
using water to make a horizontal plane.
Right. The problem is water does bend. Fairly compelling, I would say. Makes me want to believe that the Earth actually looks like the picture I've got on the screen. And that horizontal and vertical are doing exactly what I'm showing. That's not possible.
Right. Because Bev is not a flat earther.
Right, exactly.
Don't understand.
We use 3D Euclidean geometry all the time.
Right, exactly.
It's not my problem if you don't want to
We
learn.
only use Euclidean
Just
geometry.
on your
They constantly force themselves into denying the idea that you can have an angle between a curve and a straight line or between two curves. Of course you
Right.
can. That's fundamental in mathematics. That's
And
fundamental
I'm going to
in
write to
mathematics.
the makers of GeoGebra and suggest they do make the algorithm, but they don't have the algorithm to find the angle out between a curve and a line, or between two curves. The angle exists, but it's not pre-programmed in, meaning.
Yeah, sure. Over distance, you see some really strange things. You end up looking down to see something that is at an elevation higher than you are.
It'll tell you the angle between them, but you cannot click on a curve and a line and have it tell you the
Lining the tops of the water up in two vessels that are 60 feet apart gives you a line which we know is technically horizontal at its that line of sight is technically horizontal.
understand.
It's showtime.
You don't understand.
points on a sphere. Right, exactly.
It's not my problem if you don't want to learn. You
Who
just
cares
don't.
about the external angles? You only have to have one thing go wrong, and you can say that the verticals are not parallel.
This is wrong.
No reason, no logic.
Oh, I don't do math.
No worry.
I think it's important to point out that this is wrong.
You're just on your own.
Not. It's not that.
No reason, no logic.
Amazing.
No answers to questions.
It's a horizontal. Purely on the
You're just
horizontal.
on your own.
All the horizontals level.
And
Another point, verticals are lines and not planes. That's another key thing, whereas horizontals are planes and not lines.
that's true. Yeah, actually, it makes very good sense because it is not a sphere, it's an ellipsoid. So the distance from the center is going to be a little shorter on the north end than it is on the south end. That's exactly what you see. Yeah, so I was just showing a little bit of LIGO just for fun. The Livingston LIGO, and where the tangent plane is tangent, the point of tangency. It's down there where that red X is, if you can see my cursor wiggling around.
This is a very good way to visualize it.
That's where it is. And the elevation at the point of tangency is about 59 feet. But as you move away from that point of tangency, 59-foot elevation is dropping away from that tangent plane. By the time you get to the bottom end of that arm on the right, the elevation of the plane at that point is about 60 feet. When you go north 2.5 miles, at the center, the elevation is about 63 feet, and when you go to either end of that upper arm, it goes to 64 feet. So that's how it works. There's nothing magic about it. You just got
This is a
to
very
understand where the point of tangency is for that tangent plane.
This is a very good way to visualize it.
If you look at it, whoops, let me back up a second. If you were to look at it from the tangent point looking north, in other words, let me
This is a very good way to
back up for a second.
visualize it.
If we position ourselves right here and looked that direction, looked up toward the 63-foot elevation, end up with something that looks like that. The point of tangency here is 59 feet. That line there, that red line, is 59 feet.
Visualize it.
And 60 feet, 61, 62, 63 is the point of tangency right at the center of that arm. 64 feet is the elevation at the end of each end of that arm.
Anyway, so Blue, you want to
Yeah,
move on?
Yeah, it all makes sense. Well,
I don't think that was really helpful, but what do you think, Blue?
it's showtime. There are no external angles here, Bev. It all makes sense.
Indeed, the cylindrical polar coordinates and the spherical polar coordinates, and then the spherical geometry. All those three things are different.
The Nile River flows in the wrong direction, and hence likely to be confused by many people.
Yeah, GPS uses 3D Cartesian coordinate system, and the y-axis is perpendicular to it, and both the x and y pass through the equatorial plane. So that's the coordinate system for GPS. These guys have no idea how GPS works.
You don't understand.
This Dev is not a flat earther.
Right,
You
exactly.
don't understand.
Dev is not a flat earther.
Right, exactly.
It's not my problem if you don't want to learn.
So
Well, yeah,
might
but you're
wanna-
getting a lot wrong, I'm afraid, Charles. Vertical plane is not a good one. There's a lot of calculation involved.
Yeah.
Fundamentally, it is just 3D Euclidean, ECF.
Yeah, the raw data is X, Y, Z in 3D Euclidean. All horizontals are parallel with the plane of the horizon. That's what you get.
So yes, we do use Euclidean all the time.
And those are all positions. Those positions are reference to the coordinate system. That's all. And you get things like this when you measure, as Jesse did, the Lake Pontchartrain Bridge. And there I'm showing you what the distances are from the fact is we can measure reciprocal zenith angles and show that those verticals are not parallel with each other. measure reciprocal zenith angles.
You don't understand.
All horizontals are parallel with the plane of the horizon.
It's not my problem if you don't want to learn.
We
You
can
just
measure
on
reciprocal zenith angles, and if the verticals aren't parallel, sorry fellas, horizontals are not parallel. They cannot be. All horizontals are parallel. That's just the facts. It's showtime.
The multiple meaning of this word drop is definitely a problem and does cause confusion. So,
We only use Euclidean geometry.
We use Euclidean in real life. Why would you use non-Euclidean? I got some. I got some bad news for you. We use non-Euclidean in real life all the time.
We only use Euclidean geometry. To say that nobody uses non-Euclidean geometry is an outright lie. We only use Euclidean geometry. We only use Euclidean geometry.
don't understand.
We only use Euclidean geometry.
You don't understand.
All horizontals are parallel with the plane of the
It's
horizon.
not my problem if you don't want to learn. You just on your own.
I would argue that the concept of vertical plane is not a good one.
No reason, no logic, no wisdom, no worry.
Traces a straight line, quote
You're just
unquote.
on your own. No reason, no logic, no answers to questions.
Quote unquote.
You're just on your own.
So we use Euclidean in real life. Why would you use non-Euclidean? I don't see the problem with talking about an arc segment, a segment of a great circle as being a straight line.
So, but it would be nice if the people who made GeoGebra could just simply have, clickability. You can click on a curve and it'll tell you the angle, just using internal, making an internal tangent that is just not visible. One of the problems with trying to talk with people who don't know the Earth as a globe is that, straight line has exactly one definition in their mind, and that is the Euclidean straight line where all the points are collinear.